it's what you know about yourself, others don't know. Blind quadrant, what you do not know about yourself, but others do. About my attitude, the way I talk, my tics, and lots of other information which I'm not aware of, you might be aware of, okay? And this is very, very crucial. This is the shadow we're talking about, the unknown quadrant, the unconscious mind. What you do not know about yourself and others also do not know. So the paper bag exercise I was talking about will attempt to bring some of those elements from that subconscious mind. And we use that in therapy as well. And a lot of people, the psychopath, we use the term psychopath or sociopathic people who do crimes, kill people and so on and so forth. Sometimes they don't know why they're doing it. Genuinely, they don't know why. But when you do very special tests with them, it's called abreaction tests, give them some very powerful drug, send them to deep sleep, and they talk. When they talk, they bring out elements from the subconscious mind, and this becomes very diagnostic. This is why a lot of people who want to go, when they go for operation, they're scared. You know why? Because when they have anesthetics, they think that they're going to talk in their sleep. All their secret will come out. So we've got to reassure them, okay? And so this is, now, this is another, so the blind spot, the window number one, the public transparency is mutually beneficial. I love to be with people who are open person, because I'm very open. We connect very readily. I make friends very readily. But if a person is very close, always get information from you, they don't share anything with you, and you're very open, you don't connect. You lose a friendship. So this mutually is very important. This is also the blind spot. We can generate embarrassment, misunderstanding, misinformation, loss of situational awareness, okay? So if a person is exhibiting this, then there will be an opportunity to sit down and discuss with them. Make them more aware, because they're not aware that they're creating an embarrassing situation. So you can say, oh, do you know the way you talk, the way you share information is very embarrassing. These are the reasons why. These are the implications. These are the reaction of people. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. Okay? So we can work on that. Now here, blind spot. Assumptions, misinformation, bad decisions, loss of situational awareness. Unknown, we look ignorant or incomplete. So we have got, this is untapped potential, okay? Now, when you have the Johari window, your window is not symmetrical. It's not a square window, all the window exactly the same. Never. Some of you, or most of you, your window number one will be the biggest frame. That means you're a very open person. You may not have a lot of hidden information, so that frame number 4 is the smallest one. But if in this case, your frame number 4 is the biggest one, that's big trouble for you, big trouble for others. You need to do something about that. Okay? So, well, I'm going to be stopping here. It's 12 o'clock now. Any question, any discussion, anything you want to ask? I won't have time, but otherwise I could have given you a lot.
Yeah. No, let's see the others. I think the object of this panel of discussion was about how to get rid of the shadows.
Yeah. There are lots of ways. Okay. There is a psychologist by the name of Jung. If you have a look at his work, you can actually, the paper bag exercise I mentioned, that's one way. to make it, okay? We talk about helping people to be reflective. You reflect on your action. We talk about reflection in action, reflection on action, and, and critical reflection. So whatever you do, like we are in this particular group, you reflect on what's happening here, the dynamic, the communication. So we are reflecting in action. Think about yourself, how you're behaving and so on. So if you're saying wrong thing, once you reflect on that, or if your colleague says to you that whatever you're saying is not right, so there's an opportunity for reflection or critical reflection, okay? So that's one way, okay? We also have meditation. If I had time, if it was a workshop, I would have given you a taste of that. The paper bag exercise is a very powerful exercise, very, very powerful exercise. You know, that's an opportunity for you to get to know about yourself. So the more you talk about things which you don't want inside you, the lighter you feel. So there's an exercise in itself. The other thing we do is I can make you feel very relaxed, very sedate, not hypnotize you, but in a deep sleep. I would do something to send you in a very deep sleep. Okay? The chair you're sitting in very, you relax in a way, in a very deep sleep. And then I will ask you to start concentrating on your respiration. Very deep, gradually you respire, and then I would say, okay, just feel the air getting inside your nose. So everybody think about that. Feel the air is coming down your throat. And gradually also feel the air going into your lungs and so on. Experience your tummy rising. Experience your tummy going down. Are you feeling relaxed now? Can you get yourself more relaxed? So what I would do, I would put you in a trance. I would put you in a trance, okay? It has to be very quiet. This room is fantastic, very, very quiet. Then I would gradually ask you to go into your subconscious mind. What are things which are worrying you? Can you pick one thing? What is the latest problem you have had? Why did it happen? How did you manage it? Did you do the right thing? Or did you do the wrong thing? And so on and so forth, okay? So it's a very powerful exercise. You're a fantastic group, really. You're already half asleep anyway. So that's one way, okay? That's one way. I also use what we call a TAT exercise, which is called a thematic apperception test. I do that with children quite a bit, okay? Thematic apperception test, okay? You give them a piece of paper and a pen, ask them to draw things, okay? So whatever they're drawing, where is that coming from? It's a reflection. Not all children will draw the same thing. They will draw something different, okay? Or if I give them a photo, a picture to describe, they will describe it differently. So the description, the information coming is from the subconscious mind. So it becomes very, very diagnostic. Different perspective. Okay? I gave that to a young girl, 8 years old, when I was in Australia. The mother came to see me. Mother said, this girl is terrible. She's stealing from the shop. She's stealing from her friends in the school. She's a bad girl. She should be reprimanded. I reprimand her. I put her to bed early. I put her in a corner. Very, very punitive approach. So her behavior has been very bad. School, she has been labeled in the school. principal doesn't like it and so on and so forth. So she came to me and said, okay, bring the girl along to me. So she came, and the way I work is establish rapport in a friendly way and this and that, jovially, jokingly, and so on and so forth. So we talked about different things. And eventually I gave her that TAT test, Semantic Perception Test. I got lots of information from her. Okay? And we related. And next time she came to see me, she went to home, she said to the mom, I'm going to make a cake for Dr. Basia. And the mom said, oh, can I make it for you? No, I want to make it myself. Can I help you to mix it? No, I want to do it. She actually made the cake for me. I've got a photo of that and brought it along. So the establishment of rapport was first class. And then once the rapport is good, then the child opened up. So if you have difficulties, here you say, oh, quel gars, tu as un problème, cause-en-moi, on va faire quelque chose. Okay? And you go to second person, the second person would say the same thing. So it's a big confusion, okay? So it's a matter of letting the person talk about the problem, it's diagnostic. And this child, what I found was very, very highly gifted. Very, very highly gifted. And her needs were not met. And she got better, and I said to the parents, I would like you to do me a favor. Can you go back to the school and speak with the principal and find out if there are any special classes for gifted children? And they said that school doesn't have it. I said, do you have Parents and Teachers Association? And she said, yes. Can you, through the Parents and Teachers Association, generate discussion, debate, and make sure that you have some strategies put in place to meet the needs of gifted children? And they did that. So if I didn't deal with that child, and she was only 8 years old, so can you see what happens to her future? And in children, we talk about critical stage of development. And she was at a critical stage of her development, the socializing process, testing values, and so on and so forth. If you don't cater for those needs, they miss the boat. And when they become adolescents, this is where most of the problems are in our society, adolescents. We talk about drug addiction, violent behavior, stealing, and this and that, okay? Because their critical stage of development, during the critical stage of development, we have not had an opportunity to deal with that. Same as the Johari window, when you look at some of the garbage which you have, is probably triggered by the experiences you have been through during childhood. So I'm hoping I'm answering some of the ways. Not everyone get better. Not everyone get better. Okay, any other question? Any comments, Flo? Well, let's hope it was useful. You got something new from this. Don't be afraid.
Any suggestion or solution for someone? I've got a friend, he's very egocentric, always moi, I. So what can we?
One-to-one session.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe he's also gifted.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But can I just something just came to my mind. I'm not saying that's you. Sometimes people make reference to, oh, I've got a friend, I've got a relative who is like that. Can you help that person? Exactly. Have you heard of the term projection? We tend to project the behavior of the other person. Okay, or when a person is not a very nice person, that can be counter-transferred, okay? That person will say, no, you are not a nice person, okay? It's not easy for me to say, yes, that person can be helped. You have to see the person. But anything can be helped with. All right? It's not, I mean, I do a lot of work here, so if you know of anyone, you can send them to me. I've got a consultation room at my place. It will be shown there. I see a lot of people. I am very, very careful about my time. I don't have much time, but I do see people. All right? I worked with one person in Australia, very, very senior police officer. Very, very senior police officer, okay? And then there was a bit about his retirement, lots of different things happened. And he was very troubled. He was very traumatized because being in the police force, you come across a lot of traumatic experiences and so on. So I worked with him, he got better, and I helped him to get a new job. And you know what was his job? He was a national director for cybercrime. All right? Yet, when he was retiring from his police force, he was uncertain what to do, what to go about it. He was not able to deal with his past trauma. So I had to work with his trauma, past trauma, make him feel good, make him feel safe, make him feel happier, clearer vision, more reflective. And then we talked about, what do you want to do? What would you like to do? How can you go about it? And then he got the top job. But we tend to concentrate more on problems initially, though, and that doesn't work. Sorry, the person said, the ego stuff. Sometimes we use terms like caress the person's ego. Toi, tu es une bonne personne, ta maman. Qui fait tout bon comme ça, maman? Caress the ego, make them feel good. Then gradually you bring the thing down. Okay, so there are ways. Yeah, sorry.
That's all. Thank you very much. Okay, come.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Can I take a photo with the group?